Well, hello, Chris. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Thank you very much. And welcome to another episode. We do have some technical issues. I mean, last week I was in Thailand and I believe I froze. And yeah, so hopefully now we're all back. We're trying some different software. And this is an ongoing, evolving process, isn't it, Chris?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So we'll keep trying. And we're going to have difficulties next week because I land in America 1 hour before we normally record this. And it'll be something like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning for me after traveling all night.
Wow.
So, yeah, we'll sort something out, won't we?
Yep.
So, who's going to go first?
I reckon you should.
You reckon I should?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. So look, there's a few things that I think that we could look at. The
hmm
first one here is now, I know you've just done a story on the EV9 on your
Yep.
channel,
Yep.
and it was yeah, it was a bit expensive. I mean, you liked it in general though, didn't you?
I did, but it's not a $143,000 Kia,
No.
to be
So
clear.
Hyundai have announced the Ioniq 9,
Mhm.
which is the EV9 equivalent, and they're launching that in the UK. And did you want to know the price?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I hope you're sitting down. It doesn't look like you are.
I'm not.
Um, it's going to cost between 65 and 77,000 pounds,
Australian dollars, what's
which
that?
is basically $125,000 to 150,000
Okay.
plus.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's just the equivalent. Yeah, and then we've got all our import duties and other things. So yeah, look, I
That's
mean, it
fine.
looks. I'm not sure about its looks actually, if that's what it's
Yeah.
going to be.
It looks like a
Um,
cross, a hybrid between um, the new Kona look versus a Ionic 5, and definitely a lot of Genesis in that. So there's a
yeah.
premium electric SUV, people mover style.
It is a people mover. It's 3 rows, seven
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah, I saw those lovely the suicide doors in the back there, which I believe they've got a better name these days. I forget what they call them. Quite interesting, very interesting. And okay, here, let's challenge the status quo here, yeah? Let's pretend for one heartbeat that Kia for the EV9, Ionic for the Ionic 9, pretends they're actually premium brands, okay? Now, when Tesla first came out with the Model X, and it was, the wing doors, okay? Other than that party trick and the fact it could seat 7 people comfortably, unlike the Model Y, we
Hmm.
gave them a free pass and they sold that for 130, $150,000 upwards. That was basically for the 75D, I think it was. And
Yes.
if you wanted the 100 kilowatt hour version, which I'm going to guess that is as well, you would have to spend up.
Yes, it comes in two versions. I think an
Yeah,
80 something,
yeah.
99.9.
So yeah, basically it's built on the same platform as the Kia EV9. So yeah, all right. So the Model X when it first came in Australia, in fact, up until the moment it was sold, I mean, stopped selling, being sold in Australia, it was like 130, $150,000, up to $200,000 for what is essentially in America anyway, a entry level, mid level tier car. Now in Australia, Tesla's more like the BMWs to us, right? So, you know, can we give Kia and Hyundai a free pass here and say this is the premium car that's priced like a Tesla Model X? Go with me. Go with me. Call me crazy.
You all right? I'll go with you.
Yep. Yep. It might be a thing. I don't know.
It's a
That's
Hyundai.
it's a lot of money. It's a Hyundai. Ah,
Yeah.
I yeah, I can't fathom anyone spending that much money on a Hyundai or a Kia. I mean, Genesis is the premium brand, so why don't they just release it under that? You know?
That would make more sense.
Yeah. So just like Toyota's
Obviously,
got
Kia has
Lexus.
now got their EV9, their seven-seater, and
Mm,
Kia don't actually have a premium brand. I mean, Hyundai own Kia
I know.
and
Yeah.
Genesis. So
Yeah.
yeah, look, it's all a bit strange. I think that they're being a bit silly on the price. I know people that have bought the Kia EV9.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've driven them and very nice. And you've had one for a week,
Mm,
lucky bugger.
yeah.
Um,
That was
and
nice.
look, if I had the money, I won lotto and got 40 million in the bank, I'd probably buy one.
Yeah, sure. And this is a conundrum that many Aussies face, right? So to buy a brand new electric vehicle right now, the only option you have for seven seats is the Mercedes EQB, but that's actually a small, medium SUV. It's actually quite small. And just like the Tesla Model Y, if you're in the back third row, like this. Let me get super close to you, Nigel. It's gonna
What
be
about the
this.
seven-seat Model Y that's available in America? I mean, that's for
Yeah.
babies in.
Yeah, it's good for babies in the back seat, but that's about it, right?
Yeah.
It's no good for anything else. And yeah, I saw someone on the forum the other day saying, "How come I can't buy this in Australia? Because it's available in America for $2,000 extra. If you go for the long range or performance, you can opt for $2,000 and get the third row installed." And the reason for that, do we officially know? I think I know, but I don't really know. What do you reckon, Nige? What's your take?
I've got no idea.
All right, my hot take is this, and probably very wrong, but probably right. Um, they doesn't meet Australian design rules. So for crash crumple zones for the rear, so the third row is probably in jeopardy potentially. But then again, we've got other cars in the market where there's a third row, so they've been around for ages, like decades, yeah. Um, you end up in the boot. I'm thinking there's a old-fashioned four-wheel drive vehicle, maybe a Land Rover. I remember sitting in the back of them one day, and they had the little fold-down seats that came in, to the boot space, and your knees were basically up into your chest. Um, and so the Mercedes EQB, you can buy that right now with a third row. Okay, so maybe it's not the Australian design rules, but maybe really it's around ANCAP testing. So Tesla typically actually gets cars rated for NCAP, that's the European version, and they ask for a transfer because actually getting the cars to ANCAP Australia and crashing, I think it's a dozen, they need to crash a dozen of them. That's a lot of money. And for a
Yeah.
small market like ours, Tesla's like, stuff that, we're not doing it. Right-hand drive market, small. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
ANCAP
at
testing,
least
money.
at least ANCAP accept NCAP from Europe.
Yep. Yep.
That's standard,
It
so
is.
that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a
But
lovely
yeah, look,
vehicle.
that's an idea. Yeah,
Hmm.
$150,000.
It's a no for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a no from me as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
We really need more Aura cats and the like here at 35,000 or less.
Yes.
That would be really nice. And I mean, they're getting them in England.
Mm.
They're getting nice cheap cars. They've got ah the Hyundai Insta.
Hmm.
I think that's what it's called. It's 20,000, $25,000. Now it's a small city car type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, that would be it's certainly under $30,000 equivalent. So if that would come here and Hyundai have intimated it might,
Yeah.
well, just keep your fingers crossed for it.
Okay. Exactly. All right.
Right.
What's your
Um,
next story, Nige?
well, look, you know how with Teslas,
Mm.
you go to a Tesla charger, you get out your car, you plug it in, you walk away,
Mm.
nice and easy.
Yep.
With all the others, you've got to get out a RAFID card or the app. I mean, I've got a dozen apps on my phone,
Yeah.
and that's a real pain to get them working.
Yeah.
So this has just appeared a couple of days ago, like last week.
Yep.
EV networks have set up an automatic payment plan, which is on trial at the moment. But basically, they're trying to copy Tesla, walk
Mm.
up, plug in, the
Mm.
charger talks to the car talks to the charger, and it knows who to bill.
Yep.
Ah, I would just love that. Now, EV are Australia's largest national electric vehicle fast charging network, are
Yeah.
they? Okay.
I thought
Um,
ChargeBox was, but maybe one of.
I
That's it,
thought
one of.
ChargeFox was, but yeah, anyway.
Oops.
So they're hoping that they're trialing this,
Mm.
um, and then it'll roll out from early August, which is only a couple of weeks away.
Cool.
And it's auto charging. It's going to be supported across 83% of the EV networks, or 211 of their 255 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Why the others can't do it, the other 44, I don't know.
Mm.
But I think that this is going to be a godsend. Now, if others, such as ChargeFox, can
Mm.
do this,
Yeah.
it's going to be wonderful. I mean, just to walk up,
Mm-hmm.
plug in your car, and walk off.
Yes.
And you can check the app to make sure it is charging or stand there to make sure it does charge, but
Yeah.
not to fiddle around and get the right app and select the right or the left plug. And
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's
that does
cool.
annoy me when I've got to get a charge somewhere and I've got to get a different app going, and then
Mm.
they want your details. It's a pain, but I hope that this is
Mm.
going to be a good thing.
Mm.
That's one of the reasons why I think Teslas are so good, and this is going to help other EV people.
Mm.
What do you reckon?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm just looking at the media release. And first up, can I just ask you this, Nigel? Are you going to approach them and say, I'd like to be a trial participant, please?
It's
I'm gonna
not
ask
over
them.
here in Western Australia, I
Why not?
believe.
Why not?
Um, I think that they're doing it just over in, hold on, I think it was Sydney.
Oh,
Um,
don't do that, Evie. You need to do it Australia wide, mate. If Evie, if you're
I
watching,
know.
Evie, if you're watching, can you do something about that? You need to roll this out more.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm just having a quick look here. Um, yeah, I do remember reading somewhere that it's going to be tried by a select frequent EV users.
Okay, that's not me then.
So if you're a frequent EV user,
Okay.
that's EV, i.e.,
Go with me here again. This is tonight's theme, Nigel. I frequently use the chargers in my videos. I don't always charge at them, by the way. I just have them as a background. Um, I do sometimes actually plug in and charge whilst, I'm shooting, but more often than not, I do a quick little test and I'm like, yep, done. I don't need to see anymore. Thanks very much. So can I give them free promotion. There you go. You're welcome, Evie. Thank you. Yes,
there you go, Evie.
I want to be in you. And I've got two different
Whichever
EVs.
side Chris is,
Yeah, I've got two different
use
EVs. I've got my MG and I've got a Tesla. So look,
yes.
this is not new technology. It's been around for at least I can recall 3 or 4 years. Forget the exact name of the standard. But what it is that through DC rapid charging, your car does a handshake with a charger. Okay. And it tells it basically, here's my VIN, here's my MAC address, here's my blah, 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 blah. And in cars I've reviewed, and I think you're the same, Nigel, you've seen them too. There's a menu inside the EV menu. So inside the EV menu, there's a setting there, and it'll say set up your charge account. And if you then set it up and you provide it with your credit card credentials, and stuff like that, you can then go to these charge sites in Europe right now, and obviously very soon in Australia. And whenever you plug it in, it does that handshake and it goes, oh, you've already enabled it in your car to automatically debit from that thing. And it happens. So I believe what's going on behind the scenes is that this standard, this universal standard, has an agreement, or rather, EV has to have an agreement with that company because that company is handling all the financial stuff, and EV is not privy to your credit card. And I'm pretty certain that's what it says in this too. And so, yeah, if you
Yeah,
go
there's
to,
a plug and charge uses the ISO 15118 protocol,
there you
which
go.
ensures communication between vehicles and the charging stations is
Exactly.
encrypted and secure.
Yeah. And look, fundamentally, that's also what Tesla's always been doing. When you plug it in, it's actually getting the VIN number from your car. That then goes back to the Tesla database and it goes, oh, that VIN
Yeah.
belongs to Chris or to Nigel or whoever. Um, and so, yeah, most electric vehicles actually have this technology. And so I'll be curious to see if my 2020 MG ZS EV has it, because there's no menu setting for it, by the way, in my car. There might be in the newer versions of the MG ZS EV, don't get them confused. But this is definitely very welcome because I agree that the Tesla experience and just plug in, charge, and there's nothing more to
Yeah.
it. I love that.
It's just lovely.
Yeah. And so bring it. And also, yeah, again, EV, make a bigger trial. Don't do it for just your top
Well,
drive.
they have said that they'll be rolling it out early August.
Awesome. All right.
So
I'm gonna hit up someone I know from EV. I'll let you know how I go,
you do
Nigel.
that. Good on you. Now, you remember last week we were talking about these big electric trucks? Was it last week or the week before?
Maybe.
And yes, and there was
Definitely.
we needed megawatt chargers.
That's right. Yep.
Well, there is now in Germany
Hmm.
a company that is setting up plug-in charging megawatt chargers. So Nefton, I think that's their name. So they're doing this for trucks.
Yeah.
And
That is a
look,
funny
it's just a
name.
megawatt charging system.
Nefton.
And
I can't help myself. Nefton. Is it a European company?
it's a European company, yes. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
they're
in
German.
Germany from the
Oh, hang
University of
on.
Munich.
It means, wait, go back up. It means commercial vehicle electrification for transport sector. It's such a sexy title. Go back down. I was down. I was down. I was down.
Oh,
Lower, lower, lower. Oh, this is so fun. All right. So here it is. So Nefton has been if you can read
a
German,
German
good luck to
acronym.
you. Yeah.
Nut
Yeah, go.
Nutzfahrzeugelektrifizierung für Transportsektor optimiert Netzanbindung.
You
There you
just
go.
insulted all of Germany. You know you did. And so it means that
Yes.
neutral vehicle electrification for transport sector optimized grid connection. Okay.
Oh, God,
Awesome.
yeah.
That
Yes.
just
Oh,
it rolls off the tongue, can I tell you?
it does. Look, I mean, Tesla have got their, well, they're supposedly megawatt chargers, but I think they only charge at 750 kilowatts
Yeah.
for their trucks, their
Mm,
semis.
mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, look, I mean, just because we were talking about it recently and then this appeared in my feed, and I think, guess what?
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
I got distracted by the word NAFTA. What the hell does it do? I I was just playing in my brain different sort of, you know what school kids do and they pick on a kid because they've got a weird name. That's where my brain went. So yeah, let's take two. Let's just start this whole video again. Let's go.
Yes, okay. Cut that there and we'll
Yeah, so we'll just cut that bit out, right? That'll be just for
yeah,
the
yeah.
room floor. Great.
Oh yeah.
So
So
yeah.
look, I mean I've got a couple of other little stories unless you want to take over. What have you got?
Well, look, yeah, yeah, two two or three things. I I I'm kind of worried that I want to show two different videos, and I'm kind of worried it's going to be very choppy and kill the video quality. So I'll try to resist, and I'll watch very carefully when I do share the videos as to what happens to our connection. I'm hoping that the software recording this was gonna is gonna keep up. We shall see. We shall see.
We shall
Um,
see.
we shall see. We shall see. I need to share my screen, don't I? Yes, I do. Yes. So I came across this from some other user on some
Yes,
social
I
media
remember that.
platform. Yeah, right. And I think it's very poignant to just remind everybody out there that unfortunately our job as EV advocates, not not evangelists, not zealots, just advocates, that the media sometimes has a reason for what they do. And this old press clipping from December 5, year 2000, by the Daily Mail, which is over in the UK. And as we know, the Daily Mail basically is, some person's particular media outlet where he gets to speak his mind and, share his disbeliefs. Um, they said that the internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it.
Yes, it's still just a passing fad.
Just a passing fad. It really is.
Yes.
And then so I had a giggle when I saw that. And just FYI, sometimes it's really worth your while. If ever you read something, you've got your doubts, go to websites like Snoops, Fact Check, The Guardian, BBC. They all these outlets all have a check site where they've actually done the research, and they will say, yeah, you know what, that's just scuttlebug. Just ignore that. It's garbage. Move on, please. Anyway, um, and so blessed is Media Watch, on ABC television. Just
Yes.
yesterday, they actually did a bit of a deeper dive into um, Murdoch Media. And I'm going to play this, and I hope this does not get choppy for everybody at home. So apologies if it does. Um, and they looked at all the different news stories that they've done just in the last year or just this year. And to date, they've done more than 39 stories, like anti-electric vehicle stories. And it's a great little piece that's only about 4 or 5 minutes long, and it roughly starts in the middle of the episode of the weekly sort of summation of what the media has been getting up to and what they've been naughty of and misconstruing and basically spreading lies, shall we say. Um, and it's well worth everybody's watch, and probably sharing it with that friend of theirs who believes, unfortunately, Murdoch media. Yeah, I said it. I didn't want to say it, but I had to say it. And that guy there, oh my gosh, opinion. What is he doesn't even own an electric vehicle. His opinion means naught. And it's just shocking how much misinformation is out there and how easily it spreads and how people believe it. So do yourself a favor, go watch this story. We'll leave a link in the show notes, Nigel. Yeah. And we need
If I
to,
remember.
yeah, thank you, sir. I'll send you the link. And just yeah, look at him go, look at him go. He gets paid a lot of money to do that. And yeah, I just we need to do everything we can to counter it, and it's tiring, and I get that. And sometimes I'm just over it myself. I try to just shy away from people who do not want to hear the truth, who need more crayons than I have in my drawers, and whose opinion can never be changed because I listen to people like this guy here who tells them that, oh, it can't even go 600 kilometers on one charge, and oh my God, it's going to catch on fire. Um, and it goes on and on. It's a great little expose here, and here
The,
you go.
I think the ABC did a reasonable job.
Yep.
They did miss one thing that they could have hit. I forget what
What?
it is now. They
What?
didn't cover something. I forget what it was now. That's my old age. Don't worry about me, Chris.
That's all right. Well, look, look, they spoke to here about the risk of fires is 20 times less compared to petrol and diesel. Great. That electric vehicles actually have range. Great. That there's charges most everywhere on the seaboard areas of Australia. Well, WA, what? Um, and
Yes.
yes, there you go. Australia's only recorded 4 electric vehicle fires, and they were not related to the batteries. Hmm. Yes, but these are things that you and I have discussed, and hopefully we're discussing with our friends and family because, yeah, look, we've all got that person in our life who actually just listens to
Actually,
this
I
mob.
think it's
All right, you're breaking up there. I'm going to actually stop that because, yeah, I couldn't hear you then. Nige, are you still there? I don't know if you're still there. I might be talking to myself. Nigel's
okay.
temporarily
Yes,
disappeared.
I've got a couple of friends. No,
There you are. You're back.
am I? I've been
Yep.
here the whole time, and
Yep.
you've been there beside me on the screen. Anyway, yeah, as I said, I've got a couple of friends on
Yeah.
Bookface
Yeah.
that they don't understand EVs, and they keep putting up all these posts from the year 2005 and going, see, they're terrible.
Yeah.
They will only go 40 miles and they all catch fire, and there's
Yeah.
another fire on an E. Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
and really, you're flogging a dead horse with these people.
Yes, you are, aren't you? It is most frustrating. It really is. All right, I've got another one. Again, I'm going to try and play video, Nigel. So
Okay, well, I'll probably disappear again, so don't worry about
exactly,
me.
yeah. So yeah, I'll just narrate this and take over your show. So
Yeah,
just
go for it.
stay with me, stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. I give you Soleil.
Oh, I want one.
It is beautiful. Look at this thing. It's by Cadillac. It might come to Australia because they've got every intention of actually bringing their other vehicle one, the Lyrical, what it's called. So look, this may well get to Australia. And other than that lime
You see
yellow
the
sort of
size of that
color,
screen on the front?
yes, get this, 55-inch screen.
That's
55
nearly as big
inch.
as my telly here.
Yes, exactly. And it's a soft top, fully electric roof. I don't know what the actual range is. It's probably got a massive battery that's way too big and too heavy. It's, it just looks right royally posh. I mean, look at that. It's got two little screens in it, one for the back passengers to watch the content on. Because dare we talk whilst we're in a car that doesn't involve, screen time these days. But it is just stunning. Look at it. I love this sort of stuff. And look, hey, Tesla, Elon, you need to bring out more than just two cars to Australia. You need to bring out more than four cars to America, or actually now five because you got the truck, right? Um, this is what buyers want. They want variety. They want something that fits their lifestyle or their image. And I could see myself in that. I really could. Wow. Just look at it.
It's
Look,
once
there's,
again, you're
there's a
going
look, it
to
looks like a
win
little drink
lotto.
station at the back there. You see that little drink station?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's used all the resources of the world. Look at that wood paneling. Oh my God. It's yes, there's a drink
Yeah.
station back there. Oh, I can't imagine how much this is gonna be. It's gonna be crazy, ridiculously expensive, right? So
Yes.
I
I
thought
mean,
I'd
you
just
look
share
at the
that with you.
Rolls-Royce Spectre, you look
Hmm.
at the Rolls-Royce Spectre, which I've sat in,
Yeah,
that's around the 1.1 million Australian dollar mark to
yeah,
get that on the road. And
yeah.
this will probably be a similar sort of price, if not more.
Okay. Yes. Be lovely. Be absolutely lovely. All right, so that's the two little news stories for me. I do have a kind of a plug to do. Not paid, but there's an electric SUV Expo in Melbourne in August, running 9 through 11 at Jeff's Shed, as we affectionately call it down here. That's the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, by the way. It's opposite Crown. Very handy. Um, again, not sponsored. Would
Mm.
love to be. We'd love to be a sponsor, wouldn't we? Um, so I'll be talking there on the Sunday, and I'm just doing a panel. Um, that's my birthday, so yay! I'll be going out for lunch after that. Thank you very much.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, August 11.
Are you going to be 30 again?
Yes, it's weird. I don't understand it. I'm pretty certain you're supposed to go up every year, but just 30 keeps coming back, so it's great.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Now, my wife, when she hit a certain age, is counting backwards.
cool. All right, there you go.
Yes.
So it's like that movie, with the where the person goes backwards in time. Starts old, aged to young.
Yes,
Terribly sad. Terribly sad.
yes. She's trying that.
Yeah.
It's not working, by the way, but
Yeah. Cool. All right. So
oh,
yeah,
look,
that's it for me, really.
yeah. So next week, um, we're going to have to do some sort of organizing because I start my America trip and I end up in New York when we record this.
I'm so
And
jealous.
then after a couple of days, I'm going down to Kansas. I've hired a Tesla Model Y
Yeah.
with FSD supervised. I'm going to give it a go
Oh
because
my
I'm
God.
I've
Take
got to
all
do
your
a 4 hour
cameras.
drive.
Take all your
Yes,
cameras.
to do a 4 hour drive or thereabouts from Kansas Airport,
Yeah.
plug in the address and go and see what happens.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then I've got to do another 4.5 hour drive the next day. I'm going to plug in the address and hit go and see what happens. Um, just dear old Omar, Mars catalog guy, whole
Can I
Mars
just
catalog.
just just rewind for one heartbeat? Your poor wife. Is she with you?
Yes,
Are you going to let her out the car to have at least a toilet break?
I will need the toilet break before she does at my age.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
I haven't looked at videos as to how that works because when I watch those full self-driving videos, it's normally a demonstration for about 20, 30 minutes where they go from point A to B. And I haven't thought about the road trip experience. So if you were to program Melbourne to Sydney, right, would it then drive you to a Tesla supercharger and actually pull in? Does it do that? Not yet. It might. It will. Do that, Nigel.
Well, no, it does seem to be going from car park to car.
Do it.
Yes.
Do,
Well,
do,
I'm going to
do,
go from car park to drive 4 hours worth.
Just, just, just,
I
pro-
will.
just, just put the 4 hour destination in and see what it does. If it's like you can't get there and I'm not going to do it, there's your answer. But I hope it actually goes, yeah, you know what? I'm going to need to charge you on the way, so I'm going to take you via a supercharger.
Yes.
Yes, that was funny. My camera
I'll
just
wait and see. It's going to be interesting to try.
my camera, my camera nodded with me. It does. I just noticed that.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah, primitive, just primitive.
Yes,
Oh,
sorry.
dearie me.
Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet.
So I've got the car for 4 or 5 days, I think,
Mm.
and I've asked the guy to put on FSD. I'm going to have to pay for 1 month subscription for 4 or 5 days worth, but
Yes.
I think it's going to be worth it to see what it's like. And then, of course,
Yeah.
I'll come back to my Model Y and go, why don't you?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
I want
frustrating, right?
FSD. Yeah,
Yeah. I,
because I
I, I,
reckon it's going to be good.
yeah, just to clarify for anyone who, follows me on my channel, I also, and on Twitter too, I say, and on Facebook, like I want full self-driving being in Australia. I want to see the owners who have paid for it to get it. Tesla needs
Yes.
to do the right thing here by them. For me, I really can't justify for the driving that I do to pay for it. But that said, we do 2 or 3 road trips a year, like we go away on a holiday away. I would pay the month fee.
$99 a month.
I would pay the month fee gladly. I would so pay it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
So
I've paid for enhanced autopilot on mine, which
yeah,
was the $5,000.
yeah.
And I use that for, driving on the freeway, auto park.
Mm,
And I've used Summon a couple of times. Um, yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting experience. You keep watching all these videos on YouTube from people doing it in America. Well,
mhm.
look out for a video from me.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I think we'll have to call it a day there.
Yep.
Um, thanks very much, Chris. Really appreciate it. If everybody wants to go and see Chris's channel, I don't know whether you're that side or
Down
there.
there somewhere.
Um,
Down there
yeah,
somewhere.
just go and have a
Yeah.
look at Chris's channel. Search
Yep.
Chris Vanderstock on YouTube, And yeah, don't forget that like and subscribe button and the
It
ding dong
helps.
bell. It costs
It
you
helps.
nothing, but
It does.
it helps. It really does help the algorithm.
Cool.
So thanks very much, Chris. And I'll see you sometime next week,
Awesome.
maybe.
All right. Cool.
Okay. See ya.
Thanks, Nigel.